Palermo is a unique place in the history of Italy because it's one of the most, uh, it carries one of the most visible traces of a Muslim culture. Uh, Palermo is the capital of Sicily, if there is such thing. It's the biggest city in Sicily. And Sicily is divided in two parts. There's a Greek part that is on the eastern side, and then there's a Muslim part that is on the western side. Because of its position in the Mediterranean, it was a highly contended area for any military power that wanted to have control over the Mediterranean, because it was really at the center. But in Palermo, this cross-pollination of cultures has yielded a very distinguished kind of architecture. And some of its monuments are part of the UNESCO heritage. I also want to remind you that Palermo is also part of the Grand Tour, just like Naples. It has the third biggest opera theater in Europe. Wagner used to go there to compose his music. So we're not talking about a secondary place, but an environment that has a distinct Baroque culture, the influence of Constantinople and Byzantine culture is extremely strong. So it goes into various phases, historical phases. The cuisine is quite remarkable. I'm saying this as a Sicilian. I'm from the eastern part of Sicily, but Palermo is a true cultural center with publishing houses, with markets, with remarkable museums, contemporary and of previous eras. And so it would be a real privilege for me to share with you some of the highlights of a city that unfortunately has been tainted with mafia rhetoric. I mean, it is an aspect of the history of the city, but it's not the only aspect. That aspect as obscure is far more important contribution, which is primarily artistic. Some of the mosaics that are in Italy, in Palermo, are the most beautiful that you can find in Italy. And it's all concentrated there. There's a form of Orientalism that is actually quite unique. You're not going to find this anywhere else in Italy. So we're talking about an island of particular concentration of exotic cultures, also connected to Spain. It went through massive dominations of the French, the Spaniards, the English, and this other melting pot, which makes this a lot closer to Naples. And in fact, Palermo was the vice capital of what was called the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies. That had Naples as the first capital and Palermo as the second capital. Now, it's time for Palermo to emerge on its own rights with even contributions in modern architecture. Carlo Scarpa did a remarkable museum. In there, there's Alvaro Siza, the great Portuguese architect, has strong connections with Palermo. So it would be really fabulous for me as a Sicilian to share with you the enormous heritage of Palermo. And I look forward to seeing you in class on this. Thank you so much.